My name is James Brown, and I'm doing a big Longhorn video for you this morning. I wanted you guys to know that there's been a lot of chatter about Tom Herman being fired. You know, I have been a big advocate for Tom Herman ever since he took the job. Charlie Strong just never really got the thing off the mat after Mac Brown got fired. If you know the history of Mac Brown, he took over for, I believe it was John Malkovich in 98. And he turned around a program that had gone 4-7 the previous year. And then they went 9-3 his first year. And Mac Brown only had one losing season in 2010, which was a 5-7 season. Then he turned it around and had a little bit of success, but it wasn't the kind of success that Texas was hoping for. And ultimately, in 2013, when he had to win the Big 12, or you're out, you're fired, he came up just short against Baylor. I was one of the few fans that was out there, and I can remember saying this. I said, my God, they fired him for losing it, not the fact that he got there. I mean, he got them there. I mean, Texas still had a great season. I mean, don't get me wrong, 8-5 was not a good record, but the fact that they had gotten to the Big 12 championship and they lost it, but they were playing for it. My thought was, give the guy another year. So it doesn't work out. They let him go, and you bring in Charlie Strong. First year, 6-6. Well, okay, we're going to a bowl game, and maybe if we win that bowl game, we can catapult some momentum into the following season. No, that just didn't work. No, it didn't. They lost and they got creamed. Following year, you start out really bad, but you beat Oklahoma. And I thought to myself, after beating Oklahoma, okay, well, Texas might get to a bowl game, and realistically, maybe they'll win a bowl game this year. No. You lose to Iowa State 24-0. Now, Iowa State's a good school. Don't get me wrong; they can, tweak and everything. But the fact is, you lost 24-0. I was at that game on Halloween night, and I couldn't imagine what was going on. So, you finish 5-7. Yeah, you beat Baylor. You bring Strong back. Now, if it was me personally, I would have not brought the man back. I would have said, you know what? You beat Oklahoma, but you lose to Iowa State at 24-0. No, I would have been done. They bring him back, and they lose to Kansas. I can tell you right now what I thought the emotion that was going on with Charlie Strong on the sideline. It was no emotion at all. Like, dude, are you fucking retarded? You can't lose to Kansas. You just can't lose to Kansas. Yeah, I was mind-boggled. I couldn't believe that they would lose to Kansas. Okay, so now you fast forward the fastest hiring and firing I have ever seen in NCAA history. Fired Charlie Strong, and the next 24 hours, Tom Herman is your new head coach. Well, a lot of people, including me, do believe they were out at Tom Herman's house interviewing him while the last game is being played. So Tom Herman has no idea. Charlie Strong has no idea that he is about to be fired, and here comes in Herman. Well, I was very happy about that. Because I will tell you this, I thought to myself, I said, okay, well, I've looked at what Herman's done, and Herman's done some really good things over at U of H, and, you know, he was a Texas alum and everything like that, and I said, you know, this is the guy we kind of want. Well, enter the first year with Tom Herman, and, you know, they go to a bowl game, they win the bowl game, and I thought, we're going in the right direction. The next year, it's even better. You know, it doesn't start out well because we lose to Maryland again. God, Maryland. Well, anyways, we beat Oklahoma by a freshman kicker. Now, that's pretty impressive, man. I don't know too many freshmen that could kick a field goal in that situation. That was simply amazing. Well, we get to the Big 12 championship, and we lose to Oklahoma. But we redeem ourselves, and we beat a number 6 ranked Georgia team in the Sugar Bowl. You know, I thought that was an impressive game because I thought to myself, I said, you know what? That Georgia team could have been in the playoff. Very well could have been in the playoff. I thought, you know what? That's acceptable, you know? The next year, it became apparent to me Tim Beck had to go. Tim Beck had to go. He just started calling terrible offensive plays. He was not letting Ellinger to develop into the quarterback that he needed to be. So I don't think there's any Texas fan out there that can say without a doubt it was solely on Tom Herman for the reason that we lost the games that we lost. Look at the games that we lost. We scored under 30 points. If you score under 30 points, you're going to lose those games. Yeah. The only one you didn't score under 30 points was to LSU that you played a really good game to. I will live with that result more often than not because I think to myself, you know what? You put yourself in a position to win if your defense holds up. Now, that is another thing. Yes, the defense needs to be fixed. But I'm getting to my point. My point is, if you look at those games that they lost, they scored 30-plus points in those games, they would have won those games. So you fire Tim Beck. You get to the Texas Tech game. You score 48 points on Texas Tech. Win that game. Then you score 38 on Utah. And this is a Utah team that was one win away from the playoff. So I'm sitting here and I am a skeptic. A lot of people wanted to say, you know, okay, but there's going to be so much pressure on Tom Herman this year. Okay, rightfully so. But I thought, you know, bring in the right offensive coordinator and Texas is going to gel. Well, here we are in 2020. People have different opinions. I'll give you my personal opinion. And some people probably don't like my opinion. That's fine. We can agree to disagree. But anyways, so 2020, first game, 59-3 against UTEP. I'm loving this new Texas offense. I am personally loving it because very first play was a pass for a touchdown. You didn't ever see that from Tim Beck. Never. And I said to myself, you know what? This is what Mike Yurchich has brought that Texas is missing, is that pass first mentality. Yeah, pass first mentality. That will win you a lot of football games. Second game. You know, we came back. We were down, but we came back. I told a lot of people we're going to win games by our offense, not our defense. Our defense, I always felt they're going to be trash. I mean, it's the Big 12 for crying out loud, and also honestly, it's a new defensive coordinator. It's going to take them time to get it developed and everything like that. But you know what? They came back and they won that game when everybody thought they wouldn't win that game. So yeah, that was really impressive. The TCU game. Ingram fumbles at the 1 yard line. That is not a Tom Herman fault. Okay? That is Ingram. And I know people are going to disagree with me. And, you know, feel free. Guys, please subscribe to my channel because I appreciate it. And put your comments down, whatever you want to say. I don't care. Just please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Anyways, Ingram fumbles it on the 1 yard line. Now, if it's me and I see that's how we lose the game, I'm going to bench him until he gets his head on straight. I wouldn't even play him the following game. Okay, so we take that as a loss. Here comes the Red River rivalry. And I'll tell you this. If you're a Texas fan, what's the one game you do not want to lose more than any game ever in the history of Texas football? You can't lose that game because people are going to bitch about you till the day you die. What's going to happen? So, very first drive for Texas. It looks like it's going really well. Ingram's holding the football. Ingram fumbles a football! Twice in a row in 2 games had he fumbled the football, and he shouldn't have done it. Now me, I would never play Ingram again until he gets his head on straight. I can understand if somebody has stripped it from him. I could understand that. But you can't carry the football. You can't carry the football out like this and be all like, you know what, nothing's going to happen. You can't do that. I'm telling you. So, when we go into overtime and we lose in 4 overtimes, Ellinger throws an interception, game's over. But here's my bottom line. If Ingram doesn't fumble that football in the very beginning of the game, it wouldn't even gone to overtime. They would have won that game. We'd be 3-1, not 2-2. Everybody wants to say it's on Herman. Herman's not playing the games, guys. Herman is not playing those games. Now, maybe Herman has put the people in the position to do those games, but he is not playing those games. The offensive coordinator is doing a pretty good job. I mean, they're putting up points. I can't figure out, you know, in the TCU game where we were held under 30 points. No, not under 30, but almost under 30 points. I can't figure that game out. We should have scored a lot more points. And yeah, it does come back to Ingram. Yeah, it definitely does. But we should have scored more points than that. I mean, yeah, maybe TCU has a better defense. I don't know, but I do think we should have scored more points. I think we are the best offense in the Big 12. I honestly believe that. So we've got 6 more games left on the schedule. And people are calling for Herman's head. They're saying he lost the locker room. Guys, I'm on the fence about it. I'm going to be honest with you. If you all remember what happened last time they had a coach with the winning record, you enter 3 years. 3 worst years in the history of Texas football. No, I'm not going to make it excuses for the man. I mean, obviously we would have liked the program to be a little further ahead right now. I agree. But I want you to consider a couple of things. One, this is important. You know, if you get rid of Herman, can you get somebody that's going to be an elite coach? And 2, if you can't, do you trust that the guy we don't even know who he is going to bring us back to where we want to be? And it's my third point. For as much as Tom Herman has hurt you or hurt Texas fans, can you live with the reality that comes with an unknown? And an unknown meaning you don't know if it's going to set you back another 10 years. I personally, my opinion, and some of y'all ain't gonna like this, I don't want that. I bleed Texas all day, I bleed burnt orange. I'm the biggest fan there is out there. But I will tell you this. I am not willing to take a gamble to get another Charlie Strong. I'm not willing to do that. Yeah, I know some people say, well, yeah, it's Texas. We should be doing this. Okay, I get that. I do, trust me. But at the same time, do you really want to be set another 10 years back and you're in the same position that Tom Herman's in, or less? I'm sorry, man, but I don't want that. I wish we could go put a video or a petition out there saying, you know what? Let's keep Tom Herman another year. Let's see what the sucker can do. He had something going at Houston. He really did. Texas is a bigger program. I get that. But he's had some phenomenal moments in this 3-year run already. He hasn't lost his ball games. So when he gets to the postseason, he don't lose. All right? Bob Stoops. Oh, Bob Stoops. Great coach, whatever. But he choke in them ball games, man. He choke. And I tell you what, Sooner fans, they're going to say, oh, they talk about winning the Big 12 and everything like that. Well, that's all gravy and everything. But you get into the postseason and lose the bowl games in postseason every fucking time. That's got to get old. That's got to get old. And I tell you what, the thing that Herman has proven more than anything else, and I want you guys to consider this, is he gets to postseason. He will get you to a postseason bowl game. And he will get you a postseason bowl win. Now, some of y'all say you don't sign up to Texas to go to postseason bowl wins. You sign up for Big 12 championships and national championships. Okay, true. But you know what? And a lot of people do not think about this. Mac Brown did not win his first Big 12 title until 7th year that he was there at Texas. Now, he played for another one in 2001. Yeah, but he lost to Colorado. All right? He lost to Colorado. There's no getting around it. He lost to Colorado. But he won that one against Colorado in 2005. 4 years later, he wins another one against Nebraska. So he has 2 conference titles, 1 national title, several 10-plus win seasons. Now, I know that's probably somebody would also say, well, the thing you could also say about Mac was he had several 10-plus win seasons. Okay, I give you that. But consider this. Mac Brown had, state-of-the-art quarterbacks. He had Colt McCoy and Vince Young. Now, I'm not saying Ehlinger isn't a good quarterback. No. But I'm saying an elite status. Notice, he's not an elite status quarterback. I've tried to say that he could be, if he really wanted to be. I don't think he's elevated his game up enough to where he could be there. I know I would like to see that, and there's time still left. I mean, there's still 6 games, but he's going to have to break it off every freaking game for that to happen, and it's possible. I mean, it's not. I just right now I don't see Ehlinger as the quarterback that's capable of that, and so think about that for a second. If he's not capable of that, can you really blame Herman for that? Herman's not developing that guy. If anything, you ought to blame the player development guy. That guy needs to go. Because that guy's obviously not developing him in the way he needs to be developed. But I will say this, the third-string quarterback on the depth chart right now is Hudson Card, who's being compared to the next Peyton Manning. All right? So think about this for a minute. If you keep Herman, this season is what it is, guys. No matter what, You know, we finished 6-4, 5-5, whatever. It is what it is. Okay? If you keep Herman and Hudson Card takes over the offense next year, there's a chance, there is a big chance that Hudson Card could compete for the Big 12 title in year one. Am I really that high on the man? Yes, I am. No. Let me rephrase that. Do I think Texas will go undefeated? No. He's a freshman quarterback. He'll be a redshirt freshman. He'll have some lumps just like Oklahoma's had this year. But do I think that quarterback could play for the Big 12 title year one? Yes, I do. Do I also feel that Texas could go 4-8? Yes, I do. Now let me explain why I think Texas could go 4-8. And this is my big kicker to you guys. You fire Tom Herman. You get a coach, you don't know who he is, and he comes out, and the very next thing you know is it just does not go the right way. You start out 2-0 and crap all the way down to the very end of the season, and Texas finishes 4-8 or 5-7 or whatever. Well, I'll tell you what that's going to do for Hudson Card. He's a premier quarterback, guys. This is a once-in-a-lifetime quarterback. But he needs to learn how to win. He needs to have that winning atmosphere. If he doesn't have that winning atmosphere, guess what's going to happen the following year? Maybe it's a little better. I don't know. But it's not going to develop it much than the following year. And then, before you know it, you get rid of that coach and bring in another coach, and it's just going to keep happening until you find the right guy. Okay? So here's what my thought is. Give Herman at least one more year, and I promise you it is worth it. Now, if Hudson Card goes 9-3, 8-4, plays for the Big 12 title, and maybe loses it but then wins the ball game, you're going to say at 9 or 10 wins, you're going to say, whether you're 9-4 or you're 10-4 or whatever, you're going to say, you know what, I'll bring that guy back because I think that guy, I think he's got it. Okay, so you know what you got to do. We'll see what happens. Guys, if you like my channel, please subscribe to it. I appreciate it very much. Hook 'em horns. And we're going to roll with this season for whatever it is. I'm going to throw more content out later. I'm probably going to preview Baylor and what I think we can do with Baylor coming up. But guys, yeah, just please, if you like the video, please subscribe. I would like to have as many viewers as possible. And I'd like your feedback as well, you know, whether it's positive or negative. I'll take the criticism. I'll reply to you and what I think. Obviously, we're not going to be on the same page or anything like that, and that's fine. But please, if you're a Longhorn fan, you're going to love this channel. I'm going to have great content for you all the time. I'm sorry I didn't dress out this time, but next time I will. I'll put a hat on. I'll be decked out, all right? Anyways, peace out, guys. Y'all have a great day, and hook 'em.